Hey guys, KL here, back with another episode of my Minecraft survival series. This is episode 19, and today we are starting off in the chest room because I was just taking a look at my ores chest here. I actually just realized that I haven't replaced that sign yet from when the creeper exploded here. I tried replacing as much as I could. Doesn't look like I did it on this side, but oh well. Um, what was I trying to build? I was trying to build a minecart, and I quickly looked at the iron I had, and I have like no iron. So also I sort of subconsciously thought while I was building this thing that since it took so much iron that I think it's definitely time for a iron farm. So I have a couple issues with making an iron farm in the location that I'm in. I'm gonna quickly sleep. So the issues that I have are one, you need I think 10 villagers for it to be even considered a village in the game's code to be able to start spawning them. And two, I took a look at the village down here. By the way, this is the back of my base. This is where the mountain comes out, so I just made a little door here for now. So the village over there, I checked through it. I made sure to check every single house, like everywhere around the area, and there are no more brown coats anywhere. And uh, the idea I had was I was going to make an iron farm and then have like a villager breeder slash like farm area around it, so it can still be treated like a village, but still have villagers like spawning on the outside as well, so like it works as a breeder and an iron farm. Which I do actually have a design on my creative testing world, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is the only brown code that I know of in the area, and he's obviously in this wheat farm, so I think I'm going to have to temporarily shut down this wheat farm. I don't know how long. It shouldn't take too long, but considering I have a ton of wheat. So if I shut this thing down and then make a villager breeder with this guy and one other guy from the other village, doesn't really matter, then I can actually get it going and then get another brown coat in here after. Because currently, that's really the only way I can do it efficiently, because if I try to breed without a brown coat, it'll take forever because I'll have to manually keep giving them food instead of him, uh, just throwing it. So that's the predicament that I'm in. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be a challenge, definitely, but I wanted to build it over here. I think instead of having this doorway here, I'm going to destroy that wall and just have like this whole thing coming out of the mountain and just have like the huge, thing here. I think it's 20-ish blocks wide. I can't remember exactly how much, but it'll definitely be coming out of the wall here. I'll, mob proof it and everything, so that's all good. Definitely won't be any zombies getting to the villagers or anything, but I preserved this railway as much as I could. So basically, last time I tried to transport a villager, there were a bunch of up and downs and everything, and it was kind of a waste of resources. So I just made a solid line here, filling in any part that I could to make it the least bit complicated. Oh, I forgot to put that there as well. I'm actually out of rails. Sure. Um, so yeah, this sort of makeshift area over here, but this is where the village is. I don't think I've ever actually walked over here while I was recording. Why is my render distance so low? I don't remember changing it. 16 should be fine. Yeah, so, anyways, that is my situation. Ooh, a little bit of lag here. Oh yeah, one more thing before I head over to the testing world. I don't know if anyone has been able to notice, but I've been getting some FPS drops in Minecraft that I really shouldn't be having. Like right now I'm getting some drops. It'll just spike for no reason. and I actually figured out that my power supply is like failing basically. So I have a 550 watt power supply, which isn't that good for gaming or for like higher end PCs. I didn't really know this when I first built it because I built it around 2 years ago, and I wasn't really like into like hardcore PC building and stuff, so I didn't really know what kind of power supply I needed. But now it's kind of backfiring on me because I can't run a lot of games anymore. Like Overwatch, I can probably barely run at 60 FPS. Like I can get 60 FPS if it's running perfectly. Yeah, you can start seeing some lag here. So anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about that. I did order a power supply in the mail, 730 watt one I think, so it's a pretty big upgrade. I'm gonna have to install that into my PC, which should be fun. Not really, because swapping out the power supply and all the cables should be not too fun, but it's got to be done. So without further ado, I'm going to head over to the creative testing world. I'm going to show you the design I have, and then we'll try to incorporate it into this world as best as we can. It's definitely going to be tough with this guy being the only brown coat in the area. Okay, so we are on the creative testing world, and before I show you the design, I just wanted to apologize. Quickly looked over the footage from the last recording, and my mic was really far away from my mouth for some reason. I forgot to change it, so the audio is going to be slightly distorted. So sorry about that, but anyways, this is the design right here. So the top of this design might look familiar to some people. It's like the standard layout, and I just realized I forgot to take this out. So standard layout for an iron golem farm. Really, a lot of people should know this, but basically, I'll try to explain it as best as I can. There's water perfectly going in the center and stopping on the edges, so oh, there goes one right there. So water doesn't get in, but anything that gets to the edge will fall off. So I have water flowing to the edges on 2 layers. Why is that fire just sitting there? 2 layers. So I have doors here on all the sides, which basically tricks the game into thinking this is a village. So I have villagers in this area here. I'll just quickly break through just to show you. So I have carrots all the way along here. This is the design I was talking about. So I have a makeshift farm here, and then I have some villagers. I think I have a couple brown coats in here, just constantly farming all these carrots and then giving them to other villagers so they can be breedable. Then they start breeding in here, and then we get the little guys. So basically, what I wanted to do with this is actually make a villager like transporting system. It's gonna be in the future. Like it's definitely not gonna be built right away. Because I don't really need it right now. So I'm just gonna build this, and then later I'm gonna build like a transporter off the side, which will probably get all the little guys out somehow. Maybe I'll just put like holes in the bottom for them to just walk through. I don't know yet. But that is the design I went for. If I just, I don't know where the hole is, doesn't really matter. If I just repatch that, and where is that hole? There it is. Head down to the bottom. This is all aesthetics. This doesn't need to be here. I just wanted to make it look fancy. So the killing area here, I got lava here that they fall into because they're 3 blocks tall. I actually think they're taller than 3 blocks. 3 blocks are just over. I have one hopper here with water flowing into that hopper, and all of the drops come into here. So they drop iron ingots and poppies, so that's what they've been dropping, and it's not this efficient. I just put all the stuff in here just for an example, but that is what happens. So they end up spawning on both of these platforms. I have slabs everywhere, so mobs can't spawn anywhere. because they can't spawn on glowstone or glass or slabs or water blocks, obviously. So they can't spawn anywhere in here, to my knowledge, because there's all water in here as well. They can't spawn on these blocks here because there's doors here. It counts as an entity on the full block, so can't spawn on it. But yeah, that is the design. So you only need 10 villagers to get this thing going, but I have a lot more than 10 now. I started off with 10, and then they just kind of started breeding a lot. So I think there's way more than 10 in here. But yeah, that's the design. So it's definitely going to be a challenge, but I'm going to try to build this in my survival world as much as I can. I'll do it step by step, but obviously won't spend the whole episode building it because it's kind of boring to watch. So I'm going to do some updates along the way, but we're going to try to build this thing as much as we can. Don't think I'm going to use the same quartz concrete pattern because that is extremely resource intensive. I might use a little bit of concrete, but for the most part, I'll probably just go with stone bricks. So, yeah, that's the design. I think I showed everything aside from... Yeah, I definitely showed everything. Okay, so we're gonna hop on over back to the survival world, and we are going to start building this thing. Should be fun. Alright, I thought this would be a good time for a progress update. So I have the bottom part here, the collection area. I haven't put the lava in yet, since I'm not actually done with the layers yet. The lava is probably going to be last. But if we head up here, made a little makeshift staircase here. I have all the doors in on the first layer. Or, no, sorry, you don't need doors on another layer. So basically, the concrete here is just for like aesthetics, just like a trim. No one's going to see anything on this side, so that's why I'm using cobblestone and other types of doors and stuff, just all the leftover materials. So what I'm doing here now is I'm making platforms to put water down so that they'll perfectly line up with the edge here. So basically I'm just going out 6 here, 6 on the other side, and then just connecting them together. Now, if I drop water in all of these corners, they should, in theory, all meet up right at the middle and not flow off. Cool. Works like a charm. So, oh yeah, I have depth strider on, I forgot. Much easier to move in water. So, now that we have that, I can just take out these blocks, and the water will just remain like that. Up an extra block like that, so that it can properly flow right into the middle there. So, I think I'll probably make the other layer and make the area where I want the villagers to be. And then I think after that I will come back with another update, because currently this is a little bit boring to watch. But I just wanted to show you the progress that I've made. Still think the hardest part is going to be getting all the villagers over here, because yeah, only got one brown coat, and even once I get 2 villagers over here, I'm gonna just kinda have to keep breeding them until I actually have 10 before I even start getting iron. So well, actually no, I'll just transport a bunch of villagers over here. I'll make like a powered rail thing come up from this rail system that's already built, and just kind of have them drop into the area until I have 10. And then after that I can just keep breeding them anyways, as long as I have 1 brown coat. But yeah, that is my progress update, so I'll come back to you once the second layer is built and I can actually start transferring villagers over. Okay, so we are now on the second layer and it is done. So if we just look down there, that is the first layer, the doors are right there, and then the second layer is right here. So we're actually going to break apart all the torches that we have since we don't actually need them, and I believe it lowers the spawning. 'Cause I don't know if it counts as an entity or not, so I don't know if golems can still actually spawn on this. So I'm getting rid of them, but no mobs can spawn on this anyway since there's slabs on the top here and they can't spawn on water. So we're good there. Maybe like up there or something. Yeah, it should be fine. If we just drop down here. Ooh, actually, I shouldn't take that route. I should go off the side. Can I get off the side? There we go. Okay, so I just made a little staircase here. So if we just pop in here. Oh god. No, 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 no. Bad idea. Go one up. There we go. Oh, no, I gotta replace a door. Okay, whatever. So same thing in here. This place doesn't have to look fancy since we're never gonna be in here, so that's why this looks really gross. But so we're gonna break all the torches in here as well. So I have the lava in there as well. So I haven't tested it yet, but in my testing world, it worked. So it's a 3 block high platform in there with the lava on the top. So they just burn in that and fall into the collection chamber there. So everything is good. Get this torch. And we're good. We just have the lighting from up there. Okay. So that's that. Now I'm going to show you what I had a design for on the bottom. So if I just place that there. So this is the idea that I had. So I basically want to infuse my iron golem farm with the villager breeder that I'm going to build. So pretty simple design here. After I get that villager from in the wheat farm, I'm going to bring him over here and start throwing carrots at him so he can breed with other villagers. I know that I can just throw them at the villagers, but it makes the process a lot easier if I just throw them at him and then just leave them alone. So like it automates it. So basically I just have a little simple design here. I have glass here preventing the 2 high villagers from going anywhere, and any baby villagers that walk over this edge will just fall off because they think the trapdoor is a solid block. So they'll walk off, fall in there, and then it'll make a little collection area down there that I could do trading and stuff. So I believe this works. I just threw together this concept really quickly. Um, I'm not sure how close the villagers have to be to the iron farm for them to actually be able to spawn, because what I planned on doing was just having 10 villagers in this area in here, and then like any baby ones uh, would hopefully just fall down there before they grew up. I'll have to do some testing, but if they don't, then I may have to make like a bunch of holes in the ground. Like maybe like a 2x2, like right here, trapdoors down there, or something like that. But either way, I want there to always be 10 villagers down here because I believe the cap for a proper village is 11. So once the villagers in one area hit 11, they'll stop breeding because they think they have enough. So I believe this is close enough for them to spawn, for the iron golems to spawn up there. So that was my thinking. So I'd have all the baby villagers go down into a area like way down there. I'm gonna have to do some research on how far they actually have to be away for it to be considered a different village. But that's the design I had. I believe this will work. About 100%. I didn't actually do any testing on this, but I just kind of thought of this idea on the spot and thought it was kind of cool. So, before I do that with all the villagers and stuff, I'm going to quickly head over to the testing world, see if I can replicate this and see if it still actually works. I'll break the villagers out of the area on the side that I made, and just do this design instead because this seems way more efficient and it's not so out of the way. Uh, yeah, I don't think I'll need to do too many holes, but like if I were to do something like this, if I just like placed blocks, actually if I just did it like that, and then had a torch back on there, actually I don't really need it with the close on, oh well. So if I like broke out these four and then had trapdoors like under that leading into an area, and then like, just like all these areas would just lead into like a pit, well not a pit, or like a collection area, and then I could just like trade with them and stuff from there. Maybe make like a sorting system for different kinds of villagers, like farmers, uh, whatever the hell other kinds there are. I can't even remember right now. Librarians, you know. So yeah, we're gonna head over to the testing world, see what we can do with this design. Hopefully it'll still work, because I thought of this on the spot, and I didn't really do any testing. I just thought that it would be good. So, see what we can do. I'll put exactly 10 villagers down here and then see if it still actually works. Hopefully the ones down here will register the golems up there. But again, I'm going to do some research on the height limits to if they can actually spawn them or not. So I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to do some testing. Come back and see what we can do with this. Okay, I have solidified a design now. I've been working on this for probably over an hour. Um, and this design seems to be working. So I completely eliminated the farm around the edge. Just wasn't really working for me. I just did the regular 10 villagers around the edge. The only difference is that I actually split them up so they are actually not able to breed at all under any conditions. If for whatever reason they go in a breed mode, I don't know. Apparently it's rare, but it does happen. So there's 10 villagers up here, and there's no way they can breed, so that's enough for golems to spawn. So if you just head here, I'm still getting drops. There's still golems spawning. So that's good on that part. Now for the farm, apparently, if what is counted as the village, which is these doors and these villagers, if anything is, I think, 7 blocks below, it doesn't actually count towards that village. So I have villagers down here in this makeshift farm area that I made. If I just come in here, there's a golem, and basically, these guys have really weird pathing. So basically, I have a farm down here that the farmer villager there farms all the carrots, throws them at other villagers, and then puts them into breed mode, which hopefully gets a baby. And basically I have trapdoors along the edges and these openings here that they can fall through, and the adult ones can't because they're 2 blocks high. So any baby villager can just fall through these and go into a pit that I have down there, which I will show you by going out this way. So if you just come down here, we already have a little guy in here, but have a little water stream stopping right at the edge, and then just 4 streams right here that make all the villagers fall into on either side. I was going to incorporate the actual golem farm into this so they'd all fall into one central area, but I didn't really like the idea of having the chest way down here. So I just split it up. Still have the chest up here, but have the farm and the villagers. If that guy runs, he should run off the edge. But it is working. So I haven't actually developed something to be able to stop them from breeding, because I definitely don't want them to just keep infinitely breeding until I just start getting crazy lag and there's like 100 villagers down there. So I think I'm going to make like a water elevator or something that has a villager in it, and then make it so if it's down here, then these guys won't breed, and then if I like make them go up a water elevator up to here, that'll lock the other village so that they can actually start breeding down here. It's kind of confusing to explain, but basically make it so if a villager's down here, they won't breed, and if a villager's up here, they will breed. I think a water elevator would be the simplest way to do that, and just have like an on and off switch with like water buckets and dispensers or something. But yeah, this is the final design that I'm going to go with. Seems to be working just fine. Everything's good. That command block was just for testing things. Had to kill off some villagers. And I don't know if villager reputation changes in creative, and I didn't really want to risk it by just killing these guys by myself, so easiest way. Yeah, now there's two guys down here, so that's good. I think it takes like 20 minutes or so for them to grow into adults. I'm not 100%, but it is working. So I don't have a sorting system or anything yet, but I really don't think I need one. I just wanted to make sure that this system actually worked, and it does. So everything's good. Still think the hardest part of this is going to be getting all the villagers into these areas here. I think I'm going to get villagers in here first, and then once I have enough down in the collection area, I will just make a little minecart system and get them up here. I'm probably going to do that off camera. Maybe I'll do the last few once I actually get them, like once I actually get enough up here, because it will take a very long time to get these villagers. So yeah, I'm gonna do one more cut, and hopefully after that I can actually have a working system and I can call the episode. So we're gonna head back to the survival world and get started on that. Alright, I finished the structure for the iron farm. As you can see, I got all of the plants in here, or not plants, carrots. Move the system down by 1 block, so that still works. And I have the water streams on all sides going into a central point. I haven't actually built anything down there yet because I'm going to save that for the next episode. I'm going to make an actual functional villager breeder in its own, which is going to carry them away to somewhere over there. I'll calculate how far it actually needs to be away for it to be considered a new village, but I made the platforms up here for the villagers. I just went for a simple design here now, since I actually thought of it, and there's actually no way they can breed if they don't have any food. So I'm just gonna have 5 in this side, and 5 in that side. So that should be 10, and then the golem farm will start working, and then this will be a totally separate system under it that I can start breeding villagers with and make a trading area. But that's it for me, guys. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for future uploads, comment on anything you would like to see in the future. I guess that's it for me, guys. I will see you in the next one.